could be home. The Angels getting to have an opportunity here in these next couple of days to just get back in their home ballpark, get the clubhouse feel again, and you don't have to just be ready to go for the home opener. You'll already have a couple days under your belt.
Yeah, and some of the kids getting an opportunity to see the Big A, knowing they're going to be part of that at some point, wearing that Angel uniform out in this ballpark in front of all these fans here tonight.
Well, look at this guy, Ryan Johnson is a second-round pick. You know, so many people have said, because the Angels for the last 3 drafts have had the first player from the draft get to the major leagues. And maybe this guy's been overlooked as the potential for the first from 2024. A lot of focus on Christian Marh, but Ryan Johnson has a chance to make the team still.
And it's, you know, he's got that deceptive delivery, Wayne, I'll tell you, but it is excellent stuff, and he is a strike thrower. My go-tos for him to have success here today, and obviously there's going to be the butterflies going. His deception throughout. He has that quick slice that baseball is on you, and power that fastball lower half. He could be 93 to 99 with his fastball.
We'll show you the lineup for the Dodgers. Maybe the butterflies come from facing this guy at the top of the order. Shohei Ohtani leads off. Tommy Edman has been a good spark since joining the Dodgers last summer. Freddie Freeman, a hero for the Dodgers in the World Series last year. What you're not seeing is Mookie Betts, who is still being bothered by some sort of illness that has caused him to lose roughly 20 pounds dating back to just before the Dodgers left for Tokyo. So Dave Roberts certainly concerned for his superstar that's planning to be the shortstop this year, and everybody's concerned that hopefully Mookie will figure this out and get better soon.
Yeah, you want Mookie back in playing baseball. He's a phenomenal player, just brings a lot of energy, and the defense behind Ryan Johnson here today. It's going to be really important for Travis d'Arnaud too, but Tim Anderson is just, he's had 2 career starts at second base. He's been great so far in spring. Over about 944 starts in his career at shortstop. Newman over shortstop, Rengifo, Shonowell, d'Arnaud behind the plate, which is big here today with Johnson, Ward, Moniak, and Mike Trout out right.
And away we go with Shohei back at the Big A, and Ryan Johnson dots him on the inside corner with 96 miles an hour. There was an encouraging report about Mookie before the game today, and the Dodgers hope that he can play tomorrow and be ready for Thursday against the Tigers. So at least Mookie seems to be trending in the right direction, as is Ryan Johnson, ahead 0-2 on Shohei.
Fastball and a changeup. I mean, that's the thing for a hitter. You're probably going to see a lot of times hitters step out against Ryan Johnson. Obviously, you're going to do that once, but they're going to try to do that because he is such a quick worker and his delivery is so deceptive.
Well, explain that delivery a little bit, that little quick step that he takes toward home plate.
Because most times hitters are trying to gear and see the baseball out of your hand, and you're going to pick it up in the batter's eye, but because he's so quick to the plate, you really have less time to be able to track the baseball out of the pitcher's hand. It's not easy to do this, especially to throw strikes.
Well, and he's an extreme strike thrower. If you look back last year, as we show you the delivery from Johnson.
It's that quick, by the way. It's on you that quickly.
He only walked 14 hitters in college ball last year. Shohei taps one foul, but in 106 innings, he had 14 walks and 151 strikeouts.
It's phenomenal. Usually you think of that balance on the back leg and drive and bringing that foot forward and then keeping that front shoulder. And he's able to do that with the shoulder, even with this delivery.
A big hack from Ohtani there, a cutter that found the middle, and it's still 2 balls, 2 strikes, and even in a mistake from Johnson there, he didn't pay for it. Maybe Shohei thrown off a little.
It's the timing, and his hitting. It's all about your timing at the plate and your rhythm. He throws that off. Imagine he's going to try that power sinker now. You have to swing like that on the cutter.
On the outside corner, strike 3 called.
Now, if there was that ABS, that might have been. They might have looked at that one though. But he painted a cutter. That's a good. You know what? Credit Travis d'Arnaud for that, because he saw that cutter of the pitch before, and he goes, you know what, you're not going to throw that on the middle part of the plate again. I'm going to make you throw this cutter on the outside corner. Credit Travis d'Arnaud for that one, but also Ryan Johnson going against Shohei Ohtani making that pitch.
Well, this is a game I think that the Angels are highlighting to see if Ryan Johnson has what it takes to break camp with the big league team, as Tommy Edman fouls one off. I mean, he's still here. And all the cuts that have come in camp, here's a guy in Johnson that has not appeared in a professional baseball game. He did not pitch in the Angels minor league system after being drafted in the 2nd round last year, and he just struck out the guy who he was the compensation for, by the way.
It was amazing. I was in uniform, and I'm in the dugout. It's his first time he ever threw a professional pitch. He didn't pitch last year, so his first game he's out there. I'm like, first pitch he threw, I'm like, wow, what was that? And then you see it, the umpire, the players are all looking. What is that? How do you time that? And not only it's deceptive, but it is firm. And he's got an assortment of pitches. He'll throw his changeup, his cutter, he's got a slide. And that power fastball, he's got it all.
The big fastball can reach 100 miles an hour. He's 6'6". And he's from Texas. He's from Dallas, went to Dallas Baptist. His older brother actually is the all-time leader in wins at Dallas Baptist and pitching in the Marlins system. As Edman pops one up foul. But again, all the cuts that have been made in camp, the rosters are pretty much complete at this point. But Ryan Johnson hasn't been cut, and there are still a couple of bullpen spots that need to be decided in the Angels bullpen. So we'll see.
Ron Washington loves him.
He's a competitor. And you know, Wash loves competitors more than anything. He is the number 7 ranked prospect in the Angels system right now. And while his brother has the most wins in Dallas Baptist history, he has the most strikeouts. And he already struck out Ohtani tonight. He has a 2-2 count here on Tommy Edman. And Travis d'Arnaud will go and have a word with Ryan Johnson.
Close to a pitch timer violation.
There is the manager of the Angels in his 2nd season around Washington, finding camp to be having more experience this year than it did last year. Well, he says in no way does that lessen the burden of a big league manager. Edman hooks one foul. You know, Wash really enjoyed teaching all the young players last year. He feels he has more around him this year to help the cause, as those guys now have had a full season behind them, going into their 2nd full years in a lot of cases. And with more experience around the team, we've talked about Kenley Jansen. We've talked about d'Arnaud, Kyle Hendricks in the starting rotation. So there's some guys who can help out now too. And Edman battling. This has been an 8-pitch at bat so far.
I mean, both batters have seen some pitches again. When you're around the strike zone, you know, hitters have it, you know, they're not looking out over the, they're not looking for pitches out of the zone. They know he's going to be around. They know that reputation. So eventually he's going to have to maybe move a guy off the plate a little bit and open that outside part of the plate.
Edman just spoiling them from Dallas Baptist to the big leagues. Well, you'll see some different hitters, that's for sure.
And you wonder if he try that. He even has that chance of a changeup right now. If you're comfortable enough to throw it after a fastball away there.
Edman's a pro, and he takes strike 3 called. It was a cutter again to get the called 3rd strike, same as Shohei.
I might have changed my key to the game to Brian Adams cuts like a knife. Cutter right on the outside corner again, frozen. And by the way, that's a 91-mile-an-hour cutter. A lot of us would take that for a fastball.
Well, you're in mid-season form. You haven't missed a beat. Well, neither of the Dodger fans in terms of their respect for Freddie Freeman. He gets a big hand here as he takes ball 1. And we talked about it last night, the moment that Freddie met Gibby. And Freddie Freeman is now an all-time Dodger legend, just like Kirk Gibson.
And you're going to see some odd swings against Johnson, even a great hitter like Freddie Freeman. Grew up in Orange County, big Garrett Anderson fan.
You know, there's a lot of similarities there in terms of the stroke from the left side as Freeman grounds out, and Ryan Johnson very impressive in the top of the 1st.
This spring training telecast on MLB Network is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com.
Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon in Fiji. Moisturized with vitamin B3.
You better not be using all the Old Spice.
Ooh, can you get my bag?
I started Brunt in my home garage because the workwear industry wasn't working for my buddies in the trades. These guys deserve a brand that listens to their needs.
Every week, our team gathers at the Brunt garage and we open up for our customers and local workers to hang out and be part of what we're doing here at Brunt.
We're building something better.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda with a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game, knock it out the park, knock it out. You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
Whoa!
Yes?
How do you sleep at night?
On a mattress from Mattress Firm. I sleep.
At the Upgrade Your Sleep sale, get 0% interest for 72 months on Tempur-Pedic. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night.
Baseball's next masterpiece comes to life. Opening week on MLB Network.
Angels lineup tonight with Taylor Ward in the leadoff spot. He homered for the only run in yesterday's game. Shonowell's hitting second tonight. So ultimately around Washington envisions Rengifo in that number 2 spot. Mike Trout hitting third. Solaire's the big man in the DH role tonight. Tim Anderson, d'Arnaud, mentioned the veterans, Kevin Newman filling in at shortstop while Zach Neto is out. And they will face a great pitcher who just cannot ever stay healthy, Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers.
Yeah, outstanding stuff. He can touch 99 miles an hour on his fastball. His curveball's good. Slider, he's got a decent little changeup will throw on occasion, but he could be dynamic and dominant on the mound.
He was a first-time All-Star last year. I'll tell you another thing he did last year. He made 17 starts in a row. He went out there and took the ball without any interruption 17 consecutive times, which I'm sure to you sounds like a half a season. There's a fly ball out toward left off the bat of Taylor Ward. It's Conforto back, and it's long gone. Taylor Ward leads off the game with a homer off Glasnow. It's home runs in back-to-back nights.
Yeah, he grabbed himself a Jersey Mike sub on the way out there to left center field. That's 390 where he hit that one off Glasnow. That's good to see. Home run to right center last night at Dodger Stadium. Home run to left center. That's where you want to see that swing for Taylor Ward. He can be that difference maker. You keep him on the field with his swing and his confidence, all of a sudden you can be consistent scoring runs.
A good start for the Angels tonight. I'm sure Tim Buss is working day and night around the clock on what the home run celebration is going to look like come Thursday in Chicago.
Can't wait for that one.
I feel like you're going to hit some home runs in that bandbox over there on the south side.
I don't even care how cold it is. You get that jet stream in the right center or even left center, that's a home run there.
Nolan Shonowell, the batter against Glasnow, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Getting back to Glasnow's health, those 17 starts in a row is the first time he's ever done that in his major league career.
And he had a career high 134 innings pitched. So I mean, the stuff is there, just keeping him on. I mean, he works out so much. So it's not something it's not his workout routine. He works as hard as anybody in the game, just trying to keep him out there. Especially when you throw as hard as he does, it's tough to do that.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Shonowell here. Taylor Ward with a home run to start things off tonight.
And that runs that fastball inner half. We talk about that swing path that he has, Taylor Ward. When he's in that groove, and just be able to lift that baseball up, that good launch angle he had, be able to get that out that far against Glasnow. 105.6 off the bat. It's like one of those Ben Joyce fastballs.
There's a Glasnow fastball that strikes out Shonowell.
And my go-tos against Tyler Glasnow today to be successful right away. You saw that. You got to jump on that 4-seamer. Last year he gave up 10 home runs versus 4-seamer and a 421 slugging percentage, but don't chase the curveball out of the zone. 53 strikeouts is an 0.98 batting average versus his curveball. Outstanding spin on all his pitches, especially when you look at his curveball.
Mike Trout takes strike 1 from Tyler Glasnow. Trout coming off a season last year where he didn't play after the beginning of May, but he hit 10 home runs in 29 games. He stole 5 bases. He was active when he was out there. And the Angels hoping that he's out there for the large majority of the games this year, now playing in right field.
Glasnow from Hart High School. A lot of really good pitchers over the years. He even started way back in the day with Bob Walk came out of Hart High School. No, way back in time.
Todd Zeal went there. 2 balls and 1 strike on Trout. Tyler Glasnow was happy to get back home. He signed a long-term deal last year. Dodgers tacked on 4 years to the deal he had already signed as a member of the Rays. Trout lines one sharply the other way, a base hit. Cut off by Teoscar Hernandez.
Love that swing, Wayne. I love that swing right there. That's all about, we talked a little bit about last night, the hands.
And the head right down on the ball.
Stay on and hit the ball on the line that way. I mean, that's a pretty good pitch.
Look where his head position is.
Yep. This quiet, it stays on it and lines it. Those hands is quick through the baseball like that. I mean, that's a perfect pitch, you would think. Not against Trout. Anything down against Trout is never a good pitch.
Jorge Soler whiffs on the sliders. Soler will be the beef behind Trout this year. Hitting in that cleanup spot as the designated hitter. Just a ton of power from Jorge Soler, and he's just always been this big. Cubs signed him out of Cuba. He was 20 years old or whatever in the Midwest League, and he was as big as he is now.
He is so strong, and I mean, he hit a couple home runs in spring training. I was like, I don't think I thought it was going to knock my room out at the Buttes Hotel.
Be careful at the Buttes.
Yes.
2 balls and a strike. I'm surprised that going downhill didn't wipe you out entirely anyway.
Close to it.
2 balls and a strike on Soler with Trout aboard. And Glasnow pumps one in there at the bottom of the zone. Opponents only hit 190 against Glasnow last year, but with 2 strikes they hit 105. The league average is 168, so if you're a batter, you have a disadvantage anyway, but even more so against Glasnow. When you get to 2 strikes as Soler lays off there, 3-2 the count.
Like I said, he gets tremendous spin on his curveball and slider. Average spin rate on his curveball is 27.48. That is unbelievable. Average spin on it. That's why you get a lot of chases out of strikes when he gets to 2 strikes. And when you hear us talk about that spin, that means it's a late break at the plate. And the defense behind him. And Edmund out for me out in center field is phenomenal. He won a Gold Glove at second base in 2021, but he's played second base, shortstop, right field, center field, third base, left field. I mean, he's played a number of positions so well out in the outfield, in the infield. Really good all-around defensive player. Conforto Hernandez flanking him in the outfield.
Here's Tim Anderson, who's had a nice spring, and the results and the work ethic and all the things that Ron Washington is looking for. Tim Anderson has checked off all the boxes for a guy who's really had a couple of down years. And you see the numbers last year in Miami led to his release in the middle of the season. He said he was able to refocus, and he just wants to finish his story at the major league level in a different way. He doesn't want to be remembered for how it fell off. He wants that redemption. And it looks like he'll have an opportunity to get some of that as an Angel.
And it's still amazing every time you watch the defenders behind him. You have the second baseman towards the second base bag, but hits the ball so effectively to right field, especially that right field on the ground there between first and second.
Glasnow wanted that one, didn't get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anderson tend not to be drawing walks out there. Tim Anderson's looking to punch the ball somewhere.
I played with a guy, Willie Wilson. He said, you know, if God wanted me to walk, he would have made me a mailman. I think Tim Anderson's that same way. I'm going to swing the bat.
You can't be dropping those lines on March 23rd or whatever today is. We have saved that for the regular season. Taylor Ward to lead off homer, and the Angels are on the board.
I'm Jay, and this is my home. My first big purchase with help from Loan Depot. This is where I play my favorite music. This is where I grow my small garden. It is here that I laugh. It is here that I learn. It's my sanctuary. It's my place. It is my home. And home means everything to me.
Here we go again.
Wait, there's a Red Hulk now?
I know, he's red.
He seems very angry.
Why is he so mad?
Sorry to interrupt, but what do we do about this?
You must be new in town.
We use Tide Oxy Boost.
It's a lifesaver.
The most powerful clean in any universe. Tide.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Well, at least it's on time.
See Captain America, Brave New World.
If whiskey could talk, Johnny Walker Black Label would sing with notes of sweet, smooth coffee, rich fruit, and a touch of smoke. Tastes as good as it sounds.
You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game, knock it out the park, knock it out. You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain. And America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each. Only at Marco's.
This is Podium Series, a collaboration between Armor All and Oracle Red Bull Racing. Precision-engineered products that bring out the best in every car.
The Armor All Podium Series, engineered for exceptional results.
This sweater? New? No. I've washed it 30 times with Persil. The color's still vibrant for out late, out cold, outside. It's vibrant wash after wash. Clothes look newer for longer with Persil.
I love LA. I love it. We love it. Everybody very happy. 'Cause the sun is shining all the time. Looks like another perfect day. I love LA.
Nothing like it.
Welcome back to Angels Stadium. The Halos getting closer to finalizing their roster ahead of Thursday's opening day, making the announcement today that Jack Kahanowitz has won the Angels' 5th spot in their rotation. Reed Detmers will open the season in the Angels bullpen. Kahanowitz told us today he was so excited when they gave him the news yesterday. It was Wash, Barry Enright, Perry Manassian. He was so happy he gave both of them 2 hugs each. They told him, you're in the spot, don't change anything about who you are. Now, as for Reed Detmers, he believes he'll eventually end up in the rotation, but he's honestly really looking forward to this new opportunity. He said it could be a good thing, switch things up for a little bit. They told him they see him as a starter, but right now they need him in the pen in some of those leverage situations, and they'll go from there. He called it a happy meeting, and he's really excited for the season. Good news for both of them, very well-deserved spots.
Yeah, I love the fact that Ron Washington's so honest with them, too, that both of them are going to be big contributors to this team going forward and getting back to that winning mentality.
Well, nobody uses 5 starters in a full 162-game season. You use 8, 9 minimum, and sometimes you get into double digits as well. Obviously, Detmers is going to make some starts this year.
He's looked incredibly well. He didn't pitch himself out of the rotation. As Kahanowitz has just pitched himself in there. He's throwing the ball so well. We saw how good he can be and efficient he could be on the mound. We get to see him tomorrow night also.
Well, it's good to have options. That's what the Angels are hoping to have with more depth this year. Teoscar Hernandez floats one out toward left, hit it pretty hard as Taylor Ward goes back to the wall. It is gone. Home run. Teoscar Hernandez, as that slider had a lot of the plate, and the Dodgers get the run right back here in the top of the second.
Yeah, didn't get quite the spin on that one that he wanted to. That's why you saw the home run there by Teoscar Hernandez. When you look at the Dodgers last year, obviously with Shohei and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, he was probably one of the most dynamic players they had. He was clutch for them all season long. He was a big contributor to that World Series championship club. They had just stayed upstairs right in that wheelhouse. There was a couple cutters in that sequence and a slider, so he had a couple of similar pitches going through.
Just not enough bite on either of the last 2 sliders. Now Muncy hits one into right field for a base hit. As the Dodgers start off well here in the top of the second. Well, the number 5 rotation spot came down to these 2, and both have to be satisfied with the numbers that they put together in spring training. I mean, Detmers, you could see, had a lot of things working right.
I love the fact that he had 17 strikeouts, his 4 walks, hit a whip of 1.09. Really, really good as far as his slider made adjustment in spring. Kahanowitz was dominant again. He's not going to be a big strikeout guy, but he's around his own and gets a ton of ground balls.
Here is Kike Hernandez playing second base tonight as he takes a strike from Johnson. That's kind of what we mean in terms of if Ryan Johnson makes this team out of spring training as well. Well, you take the best people you have and go to the big league season with it. You really, sending guys back to the minor leagues for whatever reason, if you feel they're one of the best pitchers or players you have, you stack the roster that way with take the best of the best.
That's a great adjustment on that slide. That's what Ron Washington liked about Ryan Johnson, after he gave up a home run in spring training, went out to talk to him right away, got the next batter out, made a good quality pitch after that. You saw that slider he gave up, the home run to Hernandez, the even better one there to Kike Hernandez.
No balls and 2 strikes, as there's another slide piece to wipe out Kike Hernandez. If he had thrown that to Teoscar Hernandez, he would have had another strike.
Exactly, but that's the thing you want to see from a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of experience in professional ball. How you react and how you make an adjustment, well, that's a great adjustment. Back-to-back nasty ones.
51% swing and miss rate on that slider in college last year. It's different, obviously, when you get up to the higher levels of professional baseball. But maybe it's not to him. He hasn't even been in professional baseball.
And you see they're up there hacking right away because they know he's around the strike zone. By the way, that's going back to Max Muncy. He's put the ball in play 3 straight at bats on the first pitch, something he's generally pretty patient. A home run on the first pitch. Yesterday, ground ball out. This time he had a base hit on the ground. So keep that in mind for Max Muncy.
He's dangerous in the strike zone always. Conforto fouls one off, and it's 0-2. Here's a note from Blake, who will be with us here in the booth, giving us stats for the large portion of this season. 18 different Angels made a start last year, so you really want that number to be around 8 to 10, 12 at most. 18 Angels made 1 start last year.
Well, a team on the other side of the field had a lot of starters out themselves.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they probably will again this year. But they're built for it.
Yeah.
You know, they have May back. I think Gonsolin's around somewhere. Kershaw's re-signed. And Shohei's getting ready to come back and pitch at some point too. So they're built for that. They know what it takes to get through and win it all.
Well, Dave Roberts did an amazing job with his bullpen last year.
He had to piece it together in October, especially with 2 starters, and on top of that, Buehler was someone they were trying to count on. It ended up being Buehler at the very end to record the final out of the 2024 World Series. It was a bumpy road for Buehler to get there.
Yeah, they used 17 different starters last year in the Dodgers.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Michael Conforto. He was new to the Dodgers this year, but not new to the National League West. He was with the Giants last year, where San Francisco now has had a regime change. Buster Posey's running baseball operations, and Barry Manassian's little brother's the GM.
Yes, that's amazing.
First time in Major League history that a set of brothers have been general managers for different ball clubs.
And they've been around the baseball diamond forever. Their father Zach, I mean, and their grandfather, I mean, they've been around the game. They know the ins and outs of the game, so they fitting very well with the whole thing you have to learn as far as the GM, all the analytics, and also the heart of a baseball player.
Conforto fouls off another. Seeing a lot of foul balls here against Johnson, but the strike rate is extreme. 27 strikes on 36 pitches.
And he's around his zone, so you're going to have that, I think, going forward, a little something off speed maybe. He threw a changeup, a good one to Shohei. Changeup will get them out in front. That makes that fastball and even slider better.
Full count on Conforto with Muncy at first, 1 out. I think he'll be running here.
That's some action down in the bullpen as the pitch count gets up there pretty high now for Ryan Johnson.
We're expecting to see him for 2 innings, 3 at most.
That's a real good cutter there, that outside part of the plate.
If you're a pitcher and you're seeing a lot of foul balls hit against you, is that ring your bell at all?
Whenever that happened to me, I felt that, one, I was around the strike zone. Sometimes you're around the strike zone a little too much because the hitters are comfortable looking out over the plate. But also, I feel that everything's a little bit hard. That means I got to take something off the pitch to get him out in front.
3-2, and Conforto takes ball 4. That was a cutter, a backdoor one. He struck out Ohtani and Edman with that pitch, and that was right on the edge, but it worked in Conforto's favor for ball 4.
When you look at the difference between 2 tall pitchers here, and Glasnow bringing that front leg. Look how high he has that front leg and that drive towards the plate. And then Ryan Johnson, this barely brings that leg up, and then he's driving lower half towards the plate. Completely different, yet you're seeing similar as far as velocity on fastballs.
Glasnow gets more extension basically than anybody, about 7.5 feet of extension on his deliveries. This will be a 20-pitch inning at least for Johnson as he deals to Miguel Rojas. A whiff on the cutter that time.
Yeah, especially when you look at Tyler Glasnow, as hard as he throws and then that extension he has, that means that baseball's on you that much quicker. That's why even when Jared Weaver was losing some of his velocity on his fastball, it didn't matter. That baseball was on you. And even if it was 84, 85 at the end of his career, it was basically equivalent to 90.
This one headed for the gap. A good jump, though, as Mickey Moniak is able to get in position and make the catch. The ball floated a bit and allowed Moniak some extra time, but he had a good jump. He was on it from off the bat.
Yeah, that's a good route he took on that one to be able to cut that angle off.
There's Mickey getting an opportunity in center field. He'll split that position in some way with Joe Adell as the shift for Trout happens with him moving to right field. We saw it come into play last night for both Adell and Moniak. Well, communication is going to be key with Trout in the corner.
And Moniak's so talented out there in center field, can cover a lot of ground. He's brought back quite a few home runs, would-be home runs in his career in Halo uniform, but he's very comfortable in center field. He's played left, he's played right, but he's really comfortable in center. That guy's pretty comfortable in right field right now, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much of a story as Trout gets over to right field. I think he'll find the comfort pretty quickly. He already seems to have done that. And though, as we know, starting Thursday, sequences matter a little bit more. The decision-making matters a little bit more. And the true tests will begin. 1 ball, 1 strike on Austin Barnes, the longest tenured Dodger position player, as he takes ball 2. This guy's been the backup catcher forever. He's like Steve DeBerg or whatever, you know, one of those old backup quarterbacks that just always had a job.
Halo coach Mike Gallego's his uncle.
I've heard that before. 10 years of this guy in the big leagues.
Yes.
That's been recycled.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a backup catcher.
And I know Clayton Kershaw loves to throw the ball to him. Loves to.
I think at this point Kershaw would just love to throw the ball. It's been an injury-plagued few years for Kershaw. A lot of miles on his arm early in his career, throughout his 20s. Although he certainly drove a Rolls Royce with those miles, because Kershaw is a first ballot Hall of Famer without question.
So this is a fun one right here now for Ryan Johnson and Travis d'Arnaud. You look who's waiting on deck. It's a 3-2 count. You got to believe you're going to go after him with a strike right here now.
It's 3-2 on Austin Barnes. Shohei's on deck. And Barnes strikes out.
That's a good idea to do that.
Did they just hop from a baseball game to a show on Max without leaving DirecTV?
It's like all their apps and channels are connected.
Oh, it's all connected. Shows, movies, sports, cooking shows. Oh my God.
Is she talking to us?
Tell me, how does DirecTV put all your favorite stuff on one home screen? Uncanny content suggestions based on your watch history? Or mind control?
Were you recently electrocuted?
A better way to watch whatever you want to watch.
Well, I, for one, am intrigued.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
Dove Men Plus Care.
Welcome to the team. Thanks. That's the finger ball.
Dove Men helps neutralize odor-causing bacteria that thrive on stress sweat.
Really needs more salt.
Get comfortable with uncomfortable. Care changes everything.
Verizon and AT&T announced price hikes a total of 10 times in the past 2 years. Families can switch to T-Mobile and get all the benefits of their plans while saving 20%. T-Mobile blows the competition away.
Today at Denny's, buy 1 Slam and get a second one for only $1. Order the original Grand Slam or the All-American Slam and get another for just $1. All this for only $1. It's the best deal in America. For a limited time, only at Denny's.
Welcome to the World Series. Dodgers-Yankees. No way! We've never had a World Series matchup with 2 teams this good.
Freddie, how you feeling today? You want the truth? Anything on the ground, we're going.
As long as you've got the bat in your hands, you can write your story.
And we're tied at 1. Time for a Hyundai Key for the game today. Going to Sabrina Carpenter today. Good graces. In other words, go out there and perform, especially when you have a manager sitting in there and a front office looking down and Perry Manassian. You want to put them in good graces with your performance out there, as those last few spots are still available for some halos to be able to make this team going off to Chicago, that 26-man roster.
That's a first for Sabrina Carpenter to join the broadcast.
Yes.
Incredible. You're a man of many decades, I feel.
Well, I am that. Fortunately or unfortunately, I guess you can look at it either way. Yes, quite a few decades.
Here's Travis d'Arnaud as he takes ball one from Tyler Glasnow. These two were briefly teammates on the Rays when the Mets just let d'Arnaud go a handful of years back, and it was the Rays and the Dodgers who quickly signed d'Arnaud, and they recycled him through and ended up in Atlanta. And everything changed for him as a member of the Braves, working with Sal Fasano and Ron Washington and Eric Young Sr. and the guys who are all here now with the Angels. And d'Arnaud has become one of the most respected catchers in all of baseball.
And he really has come through with a lot of big clutch hits throughout his career, too. I mean, he's not known necessarily for his bat, but he has had some big at-bats, big home runs and hits during his career.
There was a time where he was more known for his bat than anything, and now it's quite the opposite, but still can take care of himself at the plate. One out in the inning. Celebrate Mom at Angel Stadium this Mother's Day. First 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a clear belt bag with a floral strap. That's exactly what Mom wants. Courtesy of SoCal Gas. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info.
All right, I don't have to go to the store now. I'm all set.
Luis Rengifo takes ball one. Even Mother's Day you've made about yourself. Incredible.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Rengifo hit 300 last year in 78 games. And hoping to stay healthy. You know, he had that injury 2 years ago that wiped him out at the end of the season. And last year basically didn't play at all in the second half.
Batting from the left side, we talked a lot about how his numbers from the right side against left-handed pitching were so good. Early on in his career with the Angels, this side of the plate, he did a lot of damage.
It's a chopper here toward Miguel Rojas, who snaps it up and retires Rengifo. The two outs. There's Garrett McDaniels. We'll see him, it looks like, in the top of the third. What are your thoughts of Brian Johnson here today?
Oh, I really like what I saw from Johnson. I mean, yes, I still think that just a little variation in the speed to some of his pitches around the strike zone a lot, but that cutter and slider combo, good. Fastball blind, 4 punch outs. I mean, that's impressive what he did against his Dodger line. And McDaniels is a guy, too. He's a Rule 5 guy. He really impressed everybody from the first day he took them out. He's got a power sinker from an angle where you don't think of sinkers. He's straight over the top, but yet he creates that downward sink action. So we'll see. It looks like there's a really good chance he's going to be on the team also.
Two outs in the inning as Mickey Moniak stands in. Moniak got it going a little bit in the second half. He had a slow start last year. Ended up with 14 home runs. There's plenty of power there for Moniak. And as we mentioned, he will be sharing center field this year with Joe Adell. We'll see how that splits.
I think it comes down to who's hot.
The ball's in 2 strikes. I don't think it'll be any sort of strict platoon. And the Angels will see a right-hander, Sean Burke, on opening day. It very well could be Adell in there.
Yeah, I mean, you also look at what kind of repertoire those pitchers have. If they rely a lot more on certain pitches, and you look at the data and what Joe Adell will hit, what Mickey Moniak will hit. I mean, this center field position is such a key one. It's something that when you look historically for the Angels, that's been a pencil in there for a long time. Some great center fielders. Starting with Jimmy Evans in my time, and Darren Erstad and Torrey Hunter, and then you had Mike Trout there for a long time. So that hasn't been a concern. This year with the platoon situation, it's a little bit different for the Angels, and Halo fans just be able to grasp onto that.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Mickey Moniak. And he gets whiffed on the slider by Glasnow. 1-2-3 inning.
If you're living with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or active psoriatic arthritis, symptoms can sometimes hold you back. But now there's Skyrizi, so you can be all in with clearer skin.
Things are getting clearer, yeah, I feel free. Within my skin, yeah, that's on me. Nothing is everything.
With Skyrizi, you can show up with 90% clearer skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi can help you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda with a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the Big Smasher Burger. Or you can settle for a drive-thru. Plus, get fries, a drink, and bottomless chips and salsa for just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La playa awaits.
It's the home stretch as 2025 spring training wraps up Tuesday on MLB Network. First, it's Rockies and Twins at 1 Eastern. Then it's Braves and Cubs at 4. Later, it's Tigers and Giants at 8. The season starts here. Catch all the action on MLB Network.
Great news, Spectrum Internet customers. Now you can try Spectrum Mobile risk-free for a full year at no cost to you. It's easier than ever to switch. Bring your own device and we'll pay off your phone balance up to $500 per line. Spectrum Mobile brings you a reliable nationwide 5G network you can count on wherever you go. Plus, upgrade your phone anytime, as many times as you want, for any reason when you get Unlimited Plus. Call or visit a store near you. Our specialists are ready to help you switch.
Come on, Charlie. Use your new door. Let's go. I said go! Silly dog. I'm gonna trade you for a cat.
Red Bull gives you wings.
New Chipotle Honey Chicken brings a hint of pure honey and seared smoked peppers with fresh chicken hot off the grill. For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet and a perfectly balanced sauce. Chipotle Honey Chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
We certainly hope you're enjoying the spring training game telecast presented by Best Western. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Top of the 4th here at Angel Stadium in the Freeway Series, game 2 of these 3 exhibition games before the start of the regular season. Garrett McDaniels mowed through the top of the Dodger order in the 3rd inning, and now he'll face Teoscar Hernandez here in the 4th as Hernandez homered for the only Dodger run so far tonight.
It'll end up being a huge crowd here today.
This place is certainly filled up nicely. It'll be a complete sellout for the home opener here on April 4th against Cleveland.
I believe it's close to a sellout here tonight and probably tomorrow night also. And it's still preseason baseball, but a packed house here at the Big A.
Yeah, it is interesting how these Freeway Series games draw these big crowds before the regular season begins, before the games really have a lot of juice and stock in the wins and losses. Well, ultimately, these don't. The ball's 2 strikes. Bouncing ball off the bat of Hernandez. Tim Anderson has that. 1 out.
When you go back to the pitch-by-pitch sequence of McDaniels against Shohei Ohtani, it was outstanding. Starts him off with a little fastball with some movement, 93 off the outside corner, and then he comes back with a slider, gets it in the strike zone, inner half, came back out with a nastier slider off the outside part. That sinker, 93. This next sinker, though, wow, that's 94. That looks like a splitter. Tied him up, fastball in, has him set up for that nasty slider away. That's just a great sequence by McDaniels, and also a nice job by Travis Charnot behind the plate.
Once he again goes after the first pitch and singles to right field.
He is wasting 0 time up there. And he's even got a smile on his face. Everyone's so used to, him having these long at bats. But he is a guy that hits the ball in the strike zone, and that was another pitch that was in the strike zone.
A 1-out single for Muncy. Had a base hit his last time of the first pitch as well, and had some hits yesterday swinging at the first pitch. Here's Kike Hernandez, who struck out his first time.
That's a great pitch. Good slider there.
Found it at the bottom of the zone.
You think he can get a lot of ground balls with his sinker, McDaniels. Anyway, Max Muncy only hit 250 in the first pitch put in play last year.
He's trying to up the numbers this year. So where his fellow Max Muncy is going to be on the major league team for Oakland or for the A's. I'll put a fine in the cookie jar for the Oakland reference. Fly ball to the right field corner. Here's Trout making the catch.
I love to see that play. He has to make it because he got that short wall out in right field. He did that one really, really well. Not used to that. Obviously, in center field, you're not going to have that short wall coming into play. That angle he took, nice play by Trout. Pretty good swing by Kike Hernandez, but the route that Trout took, he was able to quickly look where the wall was going to be, gets it, spins around, and get it in quickly. Nice play.
He's played in that spot for the entirety of his career, the way he handled that fly ball into that right field corner.
I'm sure Torrey Hunter will send him a text at some point after the game saying, hey, that's how you play right field.
Remember, Joe Adell was a Gold Glove finalist last year in right field for the Angels, and no reason to think that Trout couldn't be a Gold Glove candidate out there this year. There's another good slider to get a swing and miss from a lefty. Conforto this time, 1 ball, 1 strike.
In the way he throws his pitches, that almost right over the top, it throws the glove. I mean, it's tough for hitters to really attract the baseball. So he throws that glove and then boom, it's on you.
Daniels is from South Carolina, but to college in North Carolina at the University of Mount Olive. He was not drafted. He's signed later on. Took a year off between going to Coastal Carolina University and Mount Olive to attempt welding with his grandfather, and decided maybe he should give baseball one more chance.
Not a bad idea what he did.
2 balls and 2 strikes. He's pitching on a major league mound, trying to make the big league team out of spring training. He has a real chance to do that. It's a Rule 5 pickup. 2-2 on Michael Conforto.
I mean, baseball has some of the most amazing stories about guys. I was watching a game. I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the pitcher. It's on the Yankees. He was drafted in 07 by Kansas City as a catcher, I think it was. And here he was pitching in a big league game, and he's a punch-out machine with his splitter. The Yankees might make their club out of the bullpen. He pitched last year too in the big leagues, but it's the perseverance to do so.
Check swing, but Conforto held up. That's a walk.
A couple walks in the game for Conforto. So this is what you want to see, how you're able to get through this right now. So second inning with a couple base runners, give up a base hit, now a 2-out walk. And Rojas, he swung the bat really well in spring training for the Indians, coming into this game to 385. The guy that generally will be aggressive on the first pitch.
Rojas, the shortstop again with Mookie Betts out. Mentioned there's a possibility that the Dodgers have Betts ready for tomorrow. And they're hoping to have him for the U.S. opener on Thursday. After the Dodgers played their first 2 games in Japan, they'll have the Tigers at Dodger Stadium Thursday, which means they have to face Skubal.
A couple good lefties in that game. We got Blake Snell going against Skubal.
It'll be Snell's Dodger debut. Between the 2 former Rays and the 2 pitchers from Japan, 1 through 4 in the Dodger rotation, pretty set right now. Glasnow and Snell, along with Sasaki and Yamamoto.
And how you handle some adversity right now is going to be big for McDaniels. And falling behind 3-0.
Walks Rojas after losing Conforto, so 2-out walks have loaded the bases. And here comes Barry Enright, the Angels pitching coach. Nobody is up in the Angel bullpen, so they're hoping McDaniels can finish this inning right here against Austin Barnes before Ohtani bats again. In the meantime, we'll take a ride with Hyundai.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Year 2 as Angels pitching coach for Barry Enright, who at one time was an Angels pitcher. Shohei Ohtani will not be the one batting next. This is how you see it's a preseason game still, is because you don't have that mammoth bat waiting to hit in the on-deck circle when his spot in the order is due up. You have Chris Taylor instead.
Tell you what, just talking to Sal Fasano the last 2 days, he was talking about Barry Enright. He's so impressed with him. And he said he feels that Barry Enright is going to get Ian Anderson right, coming over from Atlanta too. So I mean, Barry Enright has done a really nice job with this entire staff.
Ball 1 to Barnes, who struck out his first time. There's Sal Fasano, who is the assistant pitching coach, but really is around to help with the catchers and the game planning and all that sort of stuff. Bounced in the hole, and Rengifo couldn't quite get it. It's off his glove. 2 runs come home, Muncy and Conforto. It's a base hit for Austin Barnes to give the Dodgers the lead. It's 3-1. The ball hit right in the hole between Rengifo and Newman.
You know, I think it's one of those things too. I think it's an easier play, not going to be an easy play, but an easier play for potentially for Newman. And you see he's right there. He's ready to backhand, and he has a couple options, whether it's second base or first base. But you never fault the guy trying to get to the ball like Luis Rengifo did. But I think it's an easier play for Newman.
And if anything, the shortstop can call off the third baseman there in a quick moment. As Chris Taylor bats in place of Ohtani. So for all the fans that were here to see Shohei back here at the Big A, well, that's over. 2 at bats, 2 strikeouts tonight for Shohei. A strike to Taylor, we saw last night. Taylor's been around this Dodger team for a while. He has seen many Octobers. Finally got to see a parade last year after all of these flirtations with championships, and one title that was won in the shortened season in the midst of the pandemic. The Dodgers got to celebrate a real world championship last year the right way with the parade. And
Dave Roberts doing a little dance with Ice Cube too. That was worth it.
He got a fresh contract extension as well, Dave Roberts. He's going to go down with Walter Alston and Tommy Lasorda and Dodger lore by the time it's over. Daniels wanted that to be strike 3, is a little off the plate inside. Dave Roberts averaging 100 wins in his 8 full seasons as a major league manager for the Dodgers. Really an incredible run.
I think his best job was last year, considering all those injuries.
Taylor hooks one foul. The navigation of the bullpen. There were a lot of practice Octobers for Dave Roberts too along the way. They learned a lot. Losing in the first round the last 2 years before that, once to the Padres and once to the Diamondbacks. It looked like San Diego was going to have their number again last year.
They were down 2-1 against San Diego, going down to Petco.
Yeah, all the momentum was with the Padres. Taylor fouls that one off. And there was some bickering in that series, and it seemed like San Diego was ready to pull it off again, and then their offense went to sleep in games 4 and 5 of that series against the Dodgers.
That bullpen game really slowed them down. Excellent job by Dave Roberts in their bullpen for the Dodgers.
Grounded to third. Rengifo has this one, and the inning is over. The Dodgers take the lead.
How do you sleep at night?
On a mattress from Mattress Firm, so I sleep.
At the Upgrade Your Sleep sale, save up to $600 on Sealy and get a free adjustable base. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night.
When they want to squeeze up,
they want a squeeze up.
Deliciously delectable delectables.
Squeeze up.
You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game, knock it out the park, knock it out. You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game.
The catcher throws, not in time.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Biberty.
Liberty.
Biberty. Nice try, kid. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Liberty.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the delicious Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you can settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
No matter what kind of teeth you gotta brush, Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch. Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head hugs them, cleans them, and gets in between them for 100% cleaner teeth. Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda. With a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
At Mother's, we appreciate the simple things, the life less complicated. That's the inspiration behind Mother's new California Gold ceramic line of products. The easiest way to clean, correct, and protect your way to a whole new level of deep, ceramic, glass-like clarity, superior hydrophobic protection, and head-turning shine. Mother's California Gold. Ceramic made simple. Give it that mother's love.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
Last night's game at Dodger Stadium. Tonight, tomorrow here at the Big A as Mike Trout stands in against Tyler Glasnow. Trout ripped a base hit the other way his first time up.
Well, his hands were so good on that pitch. It's a good fastball down on the Glasnow, but Trout rocketed it to right field.
It's weird to see last year Mike Trout not being named an All-Star after getting hurt so early in the season. Trout, a 10-time All-Star and a 9-time Silver Slugger winner. He's won the All-Star MVP a couple of times. It's this one well out toward right center field. It holds up though as Tommy Edman puts it away. One out here in the fourth. Future giveaways of the year. All the Star Wars fans can get their Millennium Falcon on top of the Big A. That's a cool one.
That's pretty cool. Ben
Joyce. Surprise. Yeah, there's a little fire mark on the baseball there.
Yes.
Rightfully so. A blazer en route from Ben Joyce. Soler grounds out for the second out of the inning. Also see Zach Neto and Nolan Shonowell get some bobbleheads. Like a perfect one for Neto, just flapping around on the ground somewhere after twisting or diving or sliding to make a play.
These are really good ones.
I see one of Shonowell running the bases. You know, that's my favorite version of Nolan Shonowell.
Double digits in stolen bases last year.
He was 10 for 11 being invisible on the base paths. Somebody did catch him one time. Here's Anderson. Gets through the big fastball, 96 from Glasnow upstairs. There have been plenty of Tim Anderson bobbleheads over the years during his time as really the face of the franchise for the White Sox. And it's a one-hopper here to third as Max Muncy throws him out.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda. with a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
People love how the new Homes.com helps them get quick answers about any property by connecting them to the actual listing agent.
I'm getting great exposure.
Speaking of exposure, can we get him a hat?
Ooh, what about a beret?
Oh. Bing dong.
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Today at Denny's, buy one Slam and get a second one for only $1. Order the original Grand Slam or the All-American Slam and get another for just $1. All this for only $1. It's the best deal in America. For a limited time, only at Denny's.
This is Podium Series, a collaboration between Armor All and Oracle Red Bull Racing. Precision-engineered products that bring out the best in every car.
The Armor All Podium Series, engineered for exceptional results.
This sweater? New? No. I've washed it 30 times with Persil. The color's still vibrant for out late, out cold, outside. It's vibrant wash after wash. Clothes look newer for longer with Persil.
I love LA. I love it. We love it. Everybody very happy. 'Cause the sun is shining all the time. Looks like another perfect day. I love LA.
Nothing like it.
Second full year in the big leagues for Nolan Shohei, our Kia player profile tonight as he looks to take another step forward this year.
Gaining that muscle, gaining some weight, stronger. Such a great idea of the strike zone, too. When you look at Nolan Shohei, controls his zone very well, hits the ball left center, right center so effectively, will turn on some pitches, and that's what you're going to see him do a little bit more this year.
See that 30-game streak alongside a couple of guys who had Angels ties. Remember Alvin Davis played for the Angels at one point, but then Truck Hanna, remember he was the manager of the PCL Angels at one point near the end of his baseball career. So interesting connections there. 30 in a row for Shohei to start his major league career. Anyone remember how that ended?
I was just going to say that. It'll always be fun going back to Baltimore, I'm sure.
Jose Quijada is now on the mound. You see what he did coming back from Tommy John surgery last year, basically throwing one pitch in one spot.
And this is really a big outing for him too, because you're looking to be able to regain some of that velocity that we saw in the past where he can just dominate. He's tried to work a little bit more so on his slider, but his velocity on his fastball hasn't been quite there this spring. So
88 on that last pitch from Tommy Edman. That's a shot in the gap, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that falls in and bounces to the wall. Edman has a double. It's not unusual for Quijada to be lower velocity at the beginning of an inning and then ramp it up somewhere along the way.
And he's a guy that usually just, he feeds off the energy and the closeness of games, but that one's there. That's a little bit too much of his own at 90.
Here's Freeman 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out a couple of times. Shohei picks that with a backhand. Quijada gets over for the out, one away as Edman goes to third. So we feel like there's a list of 10 right now of bullpen candidates here at the end of spring training. And obviously a lot of these guys are locked in. Kenley Jansen, Ben Joyce, Reed Detmers, Ian Anderson, I would say, even though he hasn't pitched yet as an Angel, is probably going to have a spot.
I would say Brock Burke is one of those guys too, especially what he did with the Angels and what he does with that left arm throwing the upper 90s too. So that's your locks. Zephyr John too, I think, is a guy you can almost pencil in there himself.
But you have 10 pitchers on that list and only 8 spots. So 2 of those guys on that list, if we could show it again, 2 of those pitchers will have to go. And it will be a big decision here for Perry Manassian. And the Angels front office and Ron Washington and Barry Enright will be involved on who stays and who doesn't, because you risk losing some guys if you don't send down Zephyr John or Ryan Johnson, who both have options. Well, none of the rest of those guys on the list have options.
And that's the thing that's crazy this time of the year, too. You're going to see that a lot around baseball where guys left off the roster, so it gets flooded out there. You try to sometimes sneak someone through just in case you want to keep him in an Angel uniform.
The decision does not have to be made officially until Thursday morning. The team will travel to Chicago on Wednesday. So you think they'll have the decision pretty much made by the time the plane takes off for the Midwest. We'll see. I mean, they could fly extra people and make the decision Wednesday night or Thursday morning. They're allowed to do that by rule.
You never know with trades, and we saw it yesterday. Jose Suarez going for Ian Anderson.
Kind of a surprise. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now 2-2 as Suarez goes to Atlanta. And the Angels end up with a pitcher who has had a lot of starting experience, who had a pretty good spring coming back from Tommy John surgery himself. And it could be somewhat of a diamond in the rough the Angels grab with Ian Anderson.
So this is a big at-bat for me when we talk about those spots in the bullpen for Quijada right now. I mentioned he feeds on that energy. It's all spicy. This is a spot now. You got a very good run producer at the plate. Theo Hernandez. He's so good as far as putting the ball in play. So now you're looking for that punch out. He generally will try to get that right in that 4-seamer above the strike zone.
And hard and off the glove of Newman in the left field, a base hit. So Hernandez punches it past the drawn-in infield and has his second RBI tonight as Edman scores. And the Dodgers lead 4-1.
Get that quite up above the zone. It's at the upper part of the strike zone. Not exactly crushed off the bat. But with the infield in, your chances increase for picking up a base hit.
Muncy has been offering the first pitch tonight. Could not swing at that one.
No way, hold the presses. Muncy didn't swing at the first pitch.
Well, it was up at his chin. Darno throws him out on a dribbler in front of home plate. 2 outs. Keanu's been able to get to 93 with his fastball, so a little bit more juice on it, but he can get a run it up to 96, 97 as well.
When you rely so much on one pitch, very important to be able to get that 95, 96, especially with that wide upper part of the strike zone. When it's lower part of the strike zone, it's a little more hittable against him.
Oh, 2 outs at second base now. Teoscar Hernandez, and here's Kike. Strike 1, and then 92-mile-an-hour pitch. They called that a changeup, but I don't think it was.
No. He has been throwing a changeup, but that would be a pretty firm changeup.
I feel like with my new booth position here, where they redid our booth a little. I'm a little further to the right. I don't know. Foul balls, I feel like are gonna.
You got us covered.
That's what you think. We'll be covered by the seams of a baseball. That's what's going to happen.
I always tell my kids, well, it'll feel better once it stops hurting.
That's great advice.
Yes. It is true, though.
2 balls and 1 strike. And now 3-1. See the fastball grip on these pitches that are miscategorized as the velo is down for Quijada.
And that's that 4-seam grip. Man, just walking him here.
So Hernandez will head to first base after what will be viewed as an intentional walk, and now Michael Conforto will be the batter.
Part of this too is to see how well he can go and throw against the left-handed batter here.
A rare spring training intentional walk from the Angels to Hernandez. So multiple Hernandez on the bases here. Teoscar's at second base and Kike's at first as Conforto bats. Michael Conforto has always been susceptible to left-handed pitching.
This is important too when you think about even within the division, Texas with Corey Seager, to have a left-handed arm coming out of the bullpen to be able to get a left-handed batter out.
Well, the Angels will have lefty options, certainly with Brock Burke as well. And McDaniels, who we saw tonight, if he does make the team as a Rule 5 pick.
Reed Detmers now starting at least out of the bullpen early.
It'd be interesting for the Angels to have two starters basically down in the bullpen between Detmers and Anderson, Ian Anderson. And 3 Andersons on this team now too. You're gonna have to really be specific. 2 balls and no strikes on Michael Conforto as he bounces one foul. But Detmers has been stretched out as a starter all spring, and so has Ian Anderson for Atlanta. So the long options will be there if Ron Washington wants someone like Detmers to get 6 outs or even 9 outs within a game. Well, the possibility is there at least early in the year while they're still stretched out. And he said the games will dictate how they're used. Roller hit the bag at first. Shonowell is able to make the play anyway to end the inning.
That's good reaction by Shonowell. Stay with it. Nice job by Quijada. Sometimes you freeze there as a pitcher. Get over there all the time. Anything hit on that side of the field, be there. Nice play, Shonowell.
You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game, knock it out the park, knock it out. You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game.
The catcher throws, not in time.
Verizon and AT&T announced price hikes a total of 10 times in the past 2 years. Families can switch to T-Mobile and get all the benefits of their plans while saving 20%. T-Mobile blows the competition away.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the big smasher burger. Or you can settle for a drive-through. Plus, get fries, a drink, and bottomless chips and salsa for just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-through burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
When choosing the right gear to cut, trim, or mow your yard, Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right. Because gas or battery, your local Ace is the destination with the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Ego, Milwaukee, and Toro. And with free assembly and delivery or ready for pickup in 15 minutes. Conquering your outdoor projects has never been easier. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You can get a Wendy's Double Stack or JBC for just $1 in the app all March Madness. If a deal could dunk, these fresh burgers would be on every highlight reel. But deals can't dunk. Or can they? For the freshest deals around, it's gotta be Wendy's.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda. With a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
Do you own a dishwasher but only use it for storage or as a drying rack? Get better results than hand washing with your dishwasher and Cascade Complete. Your dishwasher does the work for you with temperatures up to 140 degrees, too hot for hands. Some dishwashers even have a sanitizing cycle. Load pots, pans, and tableware at the bottom with plastic and glassware on top. Cascade Complete removes visible and invisible residue for virtually spot-free and shiny dishes. Switch to your dishwasher and Cascade Complete.
We certainly hope you're enjoying this spring training game telecast presented by Best Western. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
The Angels pitch Shohei Ohtani really effectively today. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. And Johnson staying away, punches him out looking on a cutaway to show one pitch on the inner half, but staying away. And then you see McDaniels doing the same thing against Shohei. They showed him something in early, but then was able to get him away on a nice little slider. So to showed him in and pitch him, got him out away. And we've seen Shohei, you know, obviously in the Angels uniform, and saw him last year in the Dodger uniform. He is so quick on the inner half of the plate. You show him in, but it's got to be off the plate or have him guessing, because anything in that inner half, he crushes and then faded going down and away, or throw that slider is going to be effective against him if you make him aware, just aware of the pitch inside.
Well, here's another guy who we believe is got a really good opportunity to make this team out of spring training. Ryan Zefferjon is now in there for the Angels to pitch in the 6th inning. Zefferjon came on strongly when he was in the big leagues last year after being acquired from the Red Sox. The Angels ended up making a pretty good deal there, getting Luis Garcia to Boston, bringing back Zefferjon, Matthew Lugo, who we saw throw out a runner at the plate last night, and also Nico Cavadas and one other minor leaguer in that deal.
Yeah, that's a great trade by Manassi. Zefferjon's got a great cutter himself.
Used it there to get a bouncing ball foul.
And he also can rush that fastball up there to upper 90s.
We got a Pac-Man in this place. Bill Shaken tweeting that he's out in the outfield here playing Pac-Man. There's an arcade.
I think it's right back there behind the rock pile area, I think.
Really?
That's center field. It's a pretty cool little area back there.
Wow. Rojas flips one to right, and Mike Trout makes the catch.
Just liking his reads off the bat. I mean, it's clearly a different read than center field. It's going to track back at you. A lot of times in center field, you see the hit baseballs are hit right at you straight on, or you're going left to right. But the way that baseball will fade back in if the right-handed bat is compared to a lefty.
I saw the new food items here as well that have been added to the Angel Stadium concessions, and can't wait to try them one at a time here in the booth. I'd like to
work your magic. Come on.
We have all this table space. I want to use it to eat. The new food items here at the ballpark.
As long as they still have the pretzels and hot dogs, I'm good.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Yes.
This place is certainly selling many a new food item tonight with how much of a crowd is here as Barnes swings and misses. 0-2.
That cutter, he's in a couple cutters on the inner half against right-handed batters upstairs. That's in a very effective pitch up there. The cutter, you see it as a hitter, a late break to it above the strike zone or at the top of the strike zone, and get a swing and miss at it all the time.
Still 0-2 on Barnes. This was some of the new. That's what I need right here. I want to eat that right now. The shrimp with the noodles. The burger has been revamped. Looks lovely.
Oh,
lobster roll.
Please, I need that right now.
We need it.
Yes.
We want to try the new food items here in the booth so we can tell all of you how great it is, and then you can order them. That's how we're salesmen up here. Anderson to his right, backhand, and the throw picked by Shohei for the out.
Like it when you're seeing from Tim Anderson in second base. Talked about him high level on the defense. His 2 career starts at second base. Over 944 starts at shortstop throughout his career. Nice pick by Shohei too. But showing that range, that hard work between Ron Washington, Ryan Goins, Go-Go. They were out earlier today doing the same thing, working on that backhand, getting rid of it quickly on the transfer. Nice play.
2 outs, and the batter will be Taylor. This ballpark will turn 60 years old next year. It is still a gem. It looks great. Ready for its debut in 2025 tonight, Angel Stadium. One of the oldest ballparks in big leagues now. It's holding up extremely well. Smacked out towards center field, but Mickey Moniak has it. Zefferjon, a perfect inning.
You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game, knock it out the park, knock it out. You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game.
The catcher throws, not in time.
Why can't we say we're the best home shopping site?
Because while true, you just can't say that legally.
What if we said it in Spanish?
Homes.com es el mejor.
No.
What if he said it?
Homes.com. It's the best.
Homes.com.
It's the best.
Today at Denny's, buy one Slam and get a second one for only $1. Order the original Grand Slam or the All-American Slam and get another for just $1. All this for only $1. It's the best deal in America. For a limited time, only at Denny's.
How is this Chili's 3 for me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen.
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't
baby
work
back.
here.
Chili's baby back ribs.
3 for me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the Big Smasher Burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
Hey, Sweaty. Sweetie, you good?
Someone stole my Old Spice antiperspirant. Now I'm smelling like perspirant.
I did. Force 24/7 sweat protection.
You did this to my bitch.
Join the conversation. Follow MLB Network on social media and let us know what's on your mind.
Hey, Bobby V's loving it. Bobby V's gonna get swatted by one of those rally monkeys. Feeling be careful.
Incredible crowd here.
It was a really nice day today. It's turned into a good night to watch a ball game. Albeit one that doesn't count quite yet. Andy Pages is now in center field for the Dodgers. New pitcher is Anthony Bonda. Zaire Hope has entered the game to play left field. And new third baseman is in there as well, Logan Wagner. There's Bonda, who did a nice job for the Dodgers out of their bullpen last year too.
We'll get another 3 at-bats tonight. Maybe we might see the guys getting 2 at-bats tomorrow, more than likely.
Well, just keep it moving tomorrow. We want to make sure everybody gets to their respective areas on Thursday in one piece.
Yes, staying healthy is key.
Wardland fishing on that one and concedes the out as Anthony Bonda gets a strikeout.
Pretty interesting to see how Ron Washington has this lineup set up. You got Shohei hitting number 2 today.
Inside out swing and a good play by Wagner to stay with a tough bouncer. 2 outs. You know, Renifo's been slowed a bit in camp, had the hamstring issue, so he has not had the same number of at-bats as the rest of the group. And Ron Washington has said ideally he wants Renifo to bat second, but maybe not right away.
As you start seeing and recognizing pitches a little bit more consistently.
2 outs as Trout bats 1 for 2 with a base hit tonight.
A lot of people wondering, you know, with Trout moving him into the number 2 spot, maybe get that extra at bat. But you want Trout 3 and you have Soler hitting 4th. I mean, you'll probably see Logan O'Hoppe up higher in the lineup than we saw last night. I want to see things change when you get Zach Neto, who actually hit in a game today as a DH. He had 4 at bats, I think it was. So that was good to see. He was just tracking pitches for a while, but he actually had some at bats.
There's a rocket off the bat of Trout, headed for the gap, headed for the wall. It's gone. Mike Trout with a laser beam of a home run in the 6th.
Well, it's only fitting that Mike from Jersey hit one over Jersey Mike right there. On the rocket.
That got out of here fast.
That's Mike Trout. That is vintage Mike Trout. 109.8 off the bat for Trout. Going 405. Wow, nearly 110 off the bat for Trout. That's 2 excellent at-bats for Trout.
Almost landed on the 405.
Oh, fastball hard to play to 95, and he was ready for it. That ball got out so quickly. That's about as quick as you can ride on the 405 with that baseball getting out.
0-2 on Soler. So Trout with a home run here in the 6th.
Two good defensive plays out in right field. Two really good swings tonight for Trout. Good sign, those hands so quick.
Trout now 3 home runs this spring.
Well, the fans are going to just love to see when Soler gets a hold of the baseball.
Look out.
Wow.
Soler can touch the scoreboard here without question out to left center. Goes the other way and knocks the base hit to right.
Great swing. Nice job on a slider. Outer half, then try to pull and shoots it to right field.
Last year, Soler's home runs averaged 418 feet. That was the 3rd longest average distance on home runs. O'Neal Cruz was #1 on that list. Pirates. Shohei was right behind Soler at 4.
The Pirates could be a real interesting team with that young pitching staff they have.
Jared Jones injured at the end of camp here. Not going to help them, but Skeens will be their opening day starter. The Pirates just don't spend money. They just don't.
And great ballpark, great city, great baseball fans.
Yeah, they have everything you need except an owner that will spend money. They just have not been able to, or have chosen not to. No balls, 2 strikes on Anderson. Check swing roller should end the inning. Angels get one back. Mike Trout rips a home run.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda with a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
Choose Advil Liquid Gels for faster, stronger, and longer-lasting relief than Tylenol Rapid Release Gels. Because Advil targets pain at the source of inflammation. So for faster pain relief, Advil, the pain away.
Dove Men Plus Care.
Welcome to the team. Thanks.
That's the finger ball.
Dove Men helps neutralize odor-causing bacteria that thrive on stress sweat.
Really needs more salt.
Get comfortable with uncomfortable. Care changes everything.
Starting a business is hard. You have to stay connected at all times.
As we've been growing the studio, Spectrum's been there every step of the way. I'm always able to make the phone call that I need. I'm able to shoot that text message or that email. Every vital piece of equipment that we have here uses Spectrum.
Fast, reliable internet, starting at $40 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep your business connected.
Is that our luggage rack?
Fix that thing. Gorilla Tape.
Of course.
Double thick adhesive for a hold that lasts. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth. And for a clear fix, try Crystal Clear Gorilla Tape.
New Chipotle Honey Chicken brings a hint of pure honey and seared smoked peppers with fresh chicken hot off the grill. For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet and a perfectly balanced sauce. Chipotle Honey Chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
Conversation. Follow MLB Network on social media and let us know what's on your mind.
Only 3 more days until opening day, presented by PNC Bank. The Angels will be in Chicago. They'll open the season against the White Sox. 1988 was the last time the Angels and White Sox opened a season together in Chicago. Mike Witt was the opening day starter for the Angels at the old Comiskey Park for that one. There's also an opening day in Chicago 1974 where Nolan Ryan outpitched Wilbur Wood for the Angels win in the season opener.
Remember one year, what did Wilbur Wood go like 21 and 20 or something?
24 and 20.
24. That's getting a few decisions.
White Sox have opened here a few times, and the Angels have opened in Chicago other seasons after the White Sox had already played some games on the road. As Pages hits a one-hopper and is retired to start the 7th. We will jump in the car with Kia. David Mershon making that last play at shortstop behind Zephyr John, as Kyron Paris is also in the game playing second base. J.D. Davis now at third base, and Chucky Robinson has taken over behind the plate. Joe Vitrano is the batter here with one out. He's in Freeman's spot in the order. Second inning of work for Zephyr John. We've seen Ryan Johnson tonight. We've seen McDaniels.
A number of the guys down in the bullpen for Halos can give you multiple innings. We talked about Brock Burke. He's a guy who was a starter too, so he's a guy to give you multiple innings out of your bullpen too.
Should be well taken care of in terms of getting through innings and getting through these early season games. You have that day off already in between the Angels and White Sox series. The Angels are off every single Monday in the month of April, so they'll be playing kind of a Japanese schedule or a Triple A schedule. Yeah. Yes. In the first month of the season, they'll have one day off a week.
I guess I won't be able to use Manic Monday at all.
You have to save that for May.
Yeah.
The Angels will play on Monday in St. Louis a week from today. They'll open up that series on a Monday against the Cardinals. Then they'll have the off day on Thursday that week, and then they're off every single Monday after that until May.
That's a good pitch right there.
It should have been a strike. 99 on that one from Zephyr John. That was right in the perfect spot at the bottom of the zone on the outside corner. It's a full count on Joe Vitrano. And he swings and misses on a nasty cutter. Zephyr John's retired 5 in a row. White Sox to start then in St. Louis. The Guardians for the season opener at home, the home opener on April 4th. And the Angels will be back on the road. It'll be a long trip to Tampa. And then the two Texas teams, the first divisional matchups will be against the Rangers and the Astros. And it's Houston first, then over to Arlington. Got to hit him to Altuve until he gets comfortable out there, I guess.
Yeah. And that is not an easy left field too. I mean, it's obviously it's not real deep there, but there's corners there in the stadium. It's tough,
especially when you get out into the gap beyond the Crawford boxes, and you really have to play the angles off that wall. You know, renamed.
I was going to say, what is the name of that ballpark again?
Dakin Park, no longer the Juice Box. Minute Maid has said goodbye to the Astros. Ball and 2 strikes. Zephyr John has been sharp here. He's retired 5 in a row. The guy who does not have a lot of major league experience, someone who might be considered a lock in this bullpen going into the season. And Oscar Hernandez tried to check his swing. He did not. Strike 3. 100 mile-an-hour fastball.
It's all about the Benjamins. Come on.
Back-to-back strikeouts to end a perfect inning.
At Mother's, we appreciate the simple things, the life less complicated. That's the inspiration behind Mother's new California Gold ceramic line of products. The easiest way to clean, correct, and protect your way to a whole new level of deep, ceramic, glass-like clarity, superior hydrophobic protection, and head-turning shine. Mother's California Gold. Ceramic made simple. Give it that mother's love.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Biberty. Biberty. Nice try, kid. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Liberty. The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the Big Smasher Burger. Or you could settle for a drive-thru. Plus, get fries, a drink, and bottomless chips and salsa for just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent.
Really?
Really. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods are packed with more soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, easily removing up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade, the #1 recommended brand. Just scrape, load, and you're done.
Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's.
Did you just pay with PayPal?
Yes, it keeps my info safe, even at this shady lemonade stand.
Who are you calling shady, mister?
Oh, like this is fresh squeeze. Give me a break, Logan. I want to pay with you everywhere. Don't just pay. PayPal.
Homes.com. It's the best.
You cannot legally say Homes.com is the best.
Well, how can we not say it if that's our new name? Homes.com is the best.com.
Today at Denny's, buy 1 Slam and get a second one for only $1. Order the original Grand Slam or the All-American Slam and get another for just $1. All this for only $1. It's the best deal in America. For a limited time, only at Denny's.
Bottom of the 7th here on a beautiful night at Angel Stadium. Blake Trinan is now on the mound for the Dodgers.
His sweeper last season was unhittable.
Finish off the World Series last year, but he certainly had his hand in that Game 5 win that helped the Dodgers finish off the Yankees. A 1.93 ERA. He was in 50 appearances for them, and then postseason he pitched in 12 innings. Ended up getting used a lot. He had 18 strikeouts in those 12 innings. He had 3 saves in the playoffs and 2 wins in the playoffs. So he was at the ends of games hugely important for the Dodgers. Recorded the final outs in games 1 and 5 of the division series. Pitched the last 2 innings in Game 6 of the NLCS when they won the pennant, and he was the winning pitcher in Game 5 of the World Series. He recorded 7 outs in that game.
Whenever he was asked to take the ball, he did. And I remember his conversation with Dave Roberts coming out there. He basically said he's got that baseball. He wants to finish it off.
He recorded 4 outs in Game 1 of the World Series. Was the winning pitcher when Freeman hit the grand slam. So he was tremendous for them in October. Kyron Paris has been tremendous in March for the Angels, and they are hoping that that carries into April and beyond.
His swing and what he's worked on has been remarkable, really, and the confidence he has right now.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Paris. Snag down there. Was it Tim Buss? Wow. Incredible athlete.
Yes. He's getting ready for Chicago.
Oh, Chicago better be getting ready for him.
Yes. That's that sweeper. It's nasty.
You heard the job for mayor of Rush Street is open, and Tim Buss is a candidate. Don't miss amazing moments by your Halos. Join us for every Angels home game in 2025 by placing your season seat deposit today. For more info on season seats, visit angels.com/season seats or call 714-4-ANGELS. Smiling faces back at the ballpark tonight. J.D. Davis called for a pitch timer violation. Good way to start an at-bat.
Especially when you deal with a guy with a sweeper that Trinan has. You don't see it too often, too. The two pitchers on the mound here between the Angels and the Dodgers, both from Kansas.
You don't see that a lot.
No.
Battle of Kansans. J.D. Davis is from the Sacramento area. It's a chopper to short. Grabbed by the new shortstop, Sean McLean, Orange County kid, who throws out Davis.
And, you know, he has some family and friend here at the ballpark tonight.
2 outs, and Moniak will bat. So the third plate appearance for Moniak. Struck out his first 2 times.
And struck out on breaking balls from Tyler Glasnow. Both times a little below the strike zone.
Recovered out down there on
the fan recovered.
Send it up all the way in the front row. That would have been real trouble if it would have landed in that first row. Everybody's good though on the carom. After Moniak's foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes.
See Moniak to be able to get a hold of the baseball here. He's hit a few more hits to left field so far in spring. Something he's been trying to stay on the baseball a little bit longer.
Caught a break there on that pitch that was close to the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Moniak.
It's that 2-seamer will start off the plate, bring it back. The Greg Maddux 2-seamer against the left-handed batter from the right-handed pitcher.
It's hit hard but foul. Swing and a miss. Trinan with that high cutter ends the inning. 1-2-3.
Go behind the scenes from Japan with MLB Tonight, a conversation. The Tokyo Series, presented by Guggenheim. Join Ken Griffey Jr., CC Sabathia, and other former greats for an all-access pass to the Tokyo Series, Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Kettle One soda. With a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Kettle One vodka.
Give me a cocktail with Kettle One vodka.
Marco's Pizza was just named America's favorite pizza chain, and America said, who? So, to introduce America to America's favorite pizza chain, we're offering unlimited large 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, only at Marco's.
You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game, knock it out the park, knock it out. You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game.
Catch your throw, not in time.
Verizon and AT&T announced price hikes a total of 10 times in the past 2 years. Families can switch to T-Mobile and get all the benefits of their plans while saving 20%. T-Mobile blows the competition away.
Today at Denny's, buy one Slam and get a second one for only $1. Order the original Grand Slam or the All-American Slam and get another for just $1. All this for only $1. It's the best deal in America. For a limited time, only at Denny's.
Dove Men Plus Care.
Welcome to the team. Thanks. That's the finger ball.
Dove Men helps neutralize odor-causing bacteria that thrive on stress sweat.
Really needs more salt.
Get comfortable with uncomfortable. Care changes everything.
You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
We certainly hope you're enjoying the spring training game telecast presented by Best Western. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Let's go back to Hyundai Key for the game today. Good graces. Good graces. When that fastball to deal with against Ben Joyce, a splinker down in his zone, and then runs a 4-seamer upstairs to get back-to-back punch-outs. But obviously when you want to put good grace, you want to have your manager seeing some good things. The youngsters today with Ryan Johnson, Daniels, really good impressions they've made as far as that battling for those roster spots. And Ben Joyce doing the same thing, showing what he can do out there on the mound.
Well, the Angels will have those decisions to make over the course of the next few days. One more preseason game here tomorrow as the Freeway Series will finish up. We'll see Kohanowitz pitching for the Angels tomorrow.
This would not be easy to be able to see the baseball out of the hand of Rodriguez. We talked about deception and delivery. He turns his back to you. Tough to be able to track the baseball out of the hand.
See Dustin May as well for the Dodgers. Chance to see a couple of big league starters go at it tomorrow.
It's a good story to see Dustin May coming back and pitching again. He's been through a lot. From Tommy John surgery, some health issue last year. He's got nasty stuff. You talk about movement on a fastball.
Soler, even on a pitch where he's jammed, is able to fight it off far enough. Hit it foul. A lot of guys would have popped out on it.
I was going to say, where would that baseball go against you? Did it get beyond the catcher, you think?
I think my wrist would have just broken right at home plate. 1-2 on Soler. There's a drive out toward right center field. They won't even bother with this one. Soler sends one a long way. The 3rd solo homer for the Angels tonight. And Jorge Soler shows off the big strength.
5th home run of the spring. Soler power. That is a strong man. 2 hits that way tonight too. One to right, and that one to right center.
He didn't even get all of that one either. No, he really didn't.
Pretty good exit velo for him too. He's so strong. 107.4 right center.
Powerful man right there. Soler with an opposite field home run. 4-3 now. As Chucky Robinson bats. I don't think they would have a 10th inning tonight if the Angels do come back and tie it.
Right up to 98-mile-an-hour fastball he hit.
See a lot of times on a fastball like that the pitcher supplies the power, and that's partially true. In that case, though, it wasn't all true. Rodriguez really turns his back to the batter. Yes. Well, so you look at someone doing that in a Dodger uniform, you think of Hideo Nomo.
And Hideo Nomo had a great career himself, including a no-hitter at Coors Field.
He's the only one ever. The 30 years at Coors Field, that's the only no-hitter.
I mean, it's so hard to be able to, as a hitter, you're trying to track the baseball out of the hand of the pitcher. You see the back turn, and then all of a sudden that baseball's on you.
walks Robinson. So now the tying run is on base, and the winning run will come to the plate. Soler made it a 1-run game with this swing. Five home runs this swing for the big man Soler.
Johnny Washington Lakers see that swing like that, they like that because it's sustainable when you can hit the ball out that way. You know you're going to turn on some baseballs. We showed it the other day how many home runs he has hit, and using the whole field to be able to excite fans on that one. Tyrone Paris has had a lot of big hits already in spring training. Why not one here? Just for fun.
Put that new launch angle to the test. As he lines one through, a base hit.
Again, coming through with another hit. He's had a fantastic spring. It's a breaking ball there and lines it right back up through the middle.
The tying and winning runs are on base. J.D. Davis is the batter. Davis has power in his own right to the opposite field. We saw Soler hit one out to right center. And a walk, and then a base hit from Paris on a line drive. Well, here is Davis. And a slow bouncer. Only one out available to the Dodgers here as McClain throws out J.D. Davis. So that's effective as a sacrifice as it moves the tying run to third base and the winning run to second.
By the way, Paris with that base hit, I think he'd be hitting 400 right now. Thought they might take a shot at throwing the ball there to third base. Going to force the infield in here. Moniak's had a tough night so far, but he could turn that all around with a good swing here. So 18 for 44 for Tyrone Paris this spring.
Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. And even in spring training, a walk-off win would feel right against the Dodgers.
He just had a walk-off one, like a crazy, like a wild pitch was a few years ago. A lot of weird ones here against the Dodgers over the years.
Mickey Moniak has the first crack at it. David Mershon would bat after him. Infield is in for the Dodgers with the tying run at third. Robinson. Count 1-1 strike on Moniak. Paris with very good speed at second base. The winning run. Like a base hit the outfield would end it for sure with Paris running.
Pretty deep in the outfield here too. A base hit in front definitely will bring him that winning run.
2-1 strike on Moniak.
Patient at bat, looking for Moniak, not helping him out, chasing out of the strike zone. With a base open. Even though it is a spring training game, you're still working on things. You're going to try to get the hitter to expand, and Moniak's done a nice job of bringing him in his zone so far.
3 balls and 1 strike on Moniak. The bouncer will not bring anyone home. Nobody covering first. Moniak safe. Infield hit, and the bases are loaded.
Well, it looks like a line drive in a box score.
It was the second baseman, Perez, who was late to cover. And Rodriguez froze when he saw nobody was there.
He did a nice job as far as making sure Robinson was not going home. He checked him back, but then he saw no one there and didn't throw it at that point.
So Mark Pryor, the Dodgers pitching coach, is on the mound and trying to settle Rodriguez here.
It's an interesting spot too now because you have a really good contact hitter, Mershon, right now at the plate.
Marh was drafted just last year out of Mississippi State, an 18th round pick.
We all know Ron Washington likes to do certain things in this spot, although it's a little easier play if you do put a squeeze on to get that force out at home instead of you have to tag the runner coming down the line. But you never know with Wash.
Marh in college typically walked more than he struck out. A guy who makes a good amount of contact, as he did in the Arizona Fall League as well. At 14 walks with only 9 strikeouts. Taps one foul and a cutter.
And he had a pitch to get lift in the air too. It was a cutter upstairs to try to get something in the air at the very least.
So Taylor Ward's on deck, so he could get a 5th plate appearance if Marh extends this game by way of an out or tying it or whatever. Ward will have a chance here. The ball's in a strike, bases loaded, bottom of the 9th. Late decision on that swing from Marh.
Back-to-back cutters upstairs. Here's you're talking about contact hitter. He's just trying to punch that ball to the outfield.
Infield is back up the middle, hoping for a chance at 2.
Wilkie behind the plate to keep that in front.
Outfield is still pretty deep, even for Marh, who does not have much power. At least didn't show much in AA or in the Arizona Fall League. Harris with excellent speed at second base. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Marh. Taylor Ward on deck.
They're doing a couple of cutters the first 2 pitches. Went away from it there, went 98 on the fastball. You imagine he's going to try a cutter now.
Little tapper over the mound, tough play, McLean to first, and it's in time and out at first. The game is tied. Something flew off of someone, a Marh, I guess, as he touched first base. Almost looked like the ball was loose, but it wasn't. The out is recorded, the game is tied, and Marh gets an RBI.
Well, with 2 strikes too, a tough pitch, and all you're trying to do is make some contact.
The timing of whatever that was flying into the air, was
that was that kick changeup.
It was his shin guard, I guess. It flew up, looked like the ball fell out of the glove of the first baseman. 2 outs, and Taylor Ward does bat with the winning run now at 3rd. Nobody's up in the bullpens. I would think the game would just end in a tie if the Angels don't win it here. One ball, 1 strike on Ward. Lead off and a walk-off homer in the same game. Happened a handful of times in Major League history.
Thirsty.
Taylor Ward can do it in a spring training game here if he hits 1 out. 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, Thirsty was a great player.
Sure was. Put up some huge numbers. A lot of hits. Center field, say goodnight to the Dodgers. The Angels walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. They scored 3 times to come back and take the Freeway Series game 5-4.
Taylor Ward, what a game for him. Soler got it started with a shot. Soler power. Taylor Ward getting the job done. 3-hit performance for TW.
A fun one for the Halos tonight. They put together a 3-run bottom of the 9th inning. They beat the rival Dodgers 5-4 here at the Big A tonight. A good homecoming to start 2025.
Yeah, a lot of good things, really. A lot of power there from Taylor Ward, solo shot. Mike Trout, solo shot. Great defense in the outfield. Taylor Ward, that big go-ahead winning base hit the other way. So 3 home runs, some solid pitching, and a walk-off piece. By the way, Cameron Parrish is continuing to swing the bat unbelievably well.
He had a big hit in that 9th inning as well. The Angels pleased with a comeback tonight. Out of their young pitching, out of the bullpen, showed up as well to help score a victory against the Dodgers 5-4.